Okay, it's firewood season. It's time to start sharpening up the saw. So, try to get this thing sharpened up here. Find the starting link. Right there. Can't see it from there, but this one's green. So let's use that as your starting point. That's why they put those on there. Alright. We'll start with the one just before the green and go. This thing is dull. It's going to take a few times. Try to do the same amount on each one. Well, those are bad. I don't know if this is even savable. I may need to get a new blade with chain. This is the original one on this saw. I've had it for 3 years. We're going with 6 passes each time. We'll start here. Okay, I think I got them all done. I don't have a flat file or I filed down my rakers a little, but I think that'll be good for now. So we'll fuel it up here and make sure it runs. I haven't had it started in a while. Yeah, I really hate these newfangled gas cans and all these safeties they got on them. But this is a perfect size can for this. Except for, it's leaking here. Where's that? Find out. Okay. Let's see if that makes more. With all these different safety mechanisms on these cans, because some people just don't have enough common sense how to pour gas out of a container. Always fill the oil whenever you fill the gas, whether it needs it or not. The oil's probably more important than gasoline in one of these things. If you don't keep this bar oiled, you'll burn up those chains in a heartbeat, and it makes them go dull really quick. Good way to check to make sure your oiler is working is when you fire it up, put the tip right close to the ground and make your saw run kind of wide open, and then you'll see a streak in the ground where the oil is spraying off the bar. Alright, let's see if this thing starts. Yep, good to go. Sweet. So tomorrow, we can go out and give it a shot. I'm going to pull this cover and check the air cleaner while we're right here. Steel chainsaws cost a little more than some of the other brands out there, but I never had an issue with them. It's one of the best on the market. If I wasn't running a steel, I'd probably look at Husqvarna's. There are other good homeowner makes, but for the most reliable, air cleaner looks good. Nice and clean. Yeah, like I said, most other homeowner makes won't hold up like a steel does. And this isn't even a professional grade saw. We call this one the Farm Boss. I'm sorry, 271. It says it right there on the side. I would like to get a little bit bigger saw, only for the speed of cutting through some of the bigger material would work much better. So maybe down the road they're a little pricey. So this one's only a few years old, but it does the trick for me. Alrighty, I think that part's done. difference it makes having forks on this tractor. I used to cut the firewood all on the ground. It's nice to get it up to waist height. It sure makes the cutting a lot easier. By now I think you've noticed that this is not a speed demon of a machine at all, but it does do the job. It gets done what I need to do, firewood, heat for the house, and cleaning up around the farm, so it works great for that. If I decided to ever sell some of my firewood, I would probably invest in a standalone unit, so the cycle time would be probably 3 or 4 times faster than what this is, which you need if you're going to sell the stuff. But for now, for homeowner use, this seems to do the trick. I haven't found too many pieces of wood that this cannot go through yet. I've ran into a couple, but for the most part, this will split anything that I can pick up and put on here. And I've even picked up a few pieces with the help of a few family members because they were so big, and this managed to split them. It's got some power behind it. I opt to cut my firewood between 16 and 18 inches. It makes it easier to handle. My wood furnace in the house can handle up to 23, but 16 to 18 seems to be perfect. I split my pieces smaller. It makes it easier to stack. Plus the wife can handle it easier if she needs to fill the furnace up at all anytime. So that seems to be about the right number for us. I am going to make a few small adjustments to this thing as time goes on. It doesn't have any legs on it, so I'm going to add a few legs, and on the back here I'm going to put a plate on this back side, a flat plate, so when I split it the pieces can roll over onto it and not fall on the ground. That'll make it so much easier to pick it up and handle it. And having legs on it, when I unhook it I won't have to set it on blocks of wood like I got it now. Plus it makes it sturdier, because when I'm using it I do set it down on blocks so it's about the right height, and it keeps it so it doesn't sway around at all. The other nice thing about being mounted to the tractor like this is that I can actually take it to the woods with me real easy, a lot easier than putting it on the back of the four-wheeler and towing it if it had wheels. So I'll keep this unit around even if I do decide to get a new one, just for that kind of stuff. Oh, that pile of wood, about half of it was about 15 minutes, so that's not too bad, I don't think. Part of that pile of wood was there from last year. But we got all this stuff over here we got to get cut up and split, and there's a big pile over there of logs, and on the back side of that there's another pile of logs. Got to get all this stuff split up here that I cut. This is my project for today. I'll get part of it done now, and then I got a football game to go to for my son who's on the varsity team this year, and after that I'll come back out here and split a little more. Hopefully I'll get it finished up by tonight. Well, that was a long day. I got all that firewood split that I showed you a little earlier. That's all split and done. Now I got to start cutting some more. Hopefully maybe tomorrow afternoon after church, or maybe I'll just relax and watch football for the day. That probably sounds a little better. I can work on that firewood this week. It's supposed to be a decent week out. Warm again, back up in the 80s, so I'll probably wait till evening to cut. But that's where I'm at on that. And speaking of football, went to my son's varsity football game this afternoon. We smoked them, 39-22, I believe. Had a couple interceptions, recovered some fumbles. Our team did good. So, with that being said, I'm gonna stop this video. It's time to go take a shower and get something to eat. It's pushing 9 o'clock, I believe. It's dark out now. It's getting dark quicker and quicker now. It's coming. I hate to hear, or hate to say that, but it's on its way. So I hope everyone has a good night. I thank you for coming along and checking out Over the Hill Acres. Catch you on the next time.